Hey, welcome back to World Entertainment, and we've been talking for a while now about the Skydance merger with Paramount and what it means for Star Trek. And of course, all of the word coming out of everywhere was that Skydance were looking to get rid of Alex Kurtzman and Secret Hideout, that they want to get rid of them from Star Trek, and that they've been looking at their options, including legal options. They were apparently having meetings with lawyers to see exactly what happens if they were to terminate the contract now and stuff like that. A lot of this information comes from a small YouTube channel called the Tachyon Pulse, and a feed for him for the very first time came up on my homepage for YouTube the other day, and I was like, okay, that's interesting. But it was an update from him. Now, I think he is being given information, but now I think he's been given that information to kind of see what the reaction would be from people. And you'll see what I mean by this. But we're going to talk about what is in this video, because he's talking about Skydance looking at possibly re-upping the deal with Alex Kurtzman. However, there is a catch to it. It's that it's a 1-year extension to the contract with less money and less product to come out. There's issues with all of this, and we will talk about this. So he was saying that his source that has told him all of this other stuff, that apparently, now this is where it's a bit strange, he says they work directly for Skydance, but they don't actually work for Skydance. And when you're hearing that, you're like, wait, that makes no sense. Apparently this guy is like a subcontractor that works there. He's not an actor or anything like that. He works on the finance end of things, apparently. So this is the guy who told Tachyon Pulse that, by the way, how exactly this guy, who, you know, he's a smaller channel. He's like 6,500 subscribers. So, like myself, you know, we're on the smaller end of things here. But how he exactly has a contact in the likes of Skydance, don't know. Makes it, you know, it's weird, you know, that this guy would be reaching out to a channel with that kind of reach is interesting. But he's saying anyway that they were looking to get rid of Skydance altogether and Alex Kurtzman. But now that person is coming out and saying there's so much going on with the merger that Skydance aren't sure what to do with Star Trek. They still want it. They don't want Kurtzman, they don't want Secret Hideout, but their only option right now is to actually re-up the deal. Now, there's issues that I have with all of this. The reasoning that they're looking to re-up it is because they don't know what to do with Star Trek or Paramount Plus. So basically, he's being told by this guy that's working with Skydance that David Ellison has too much to do and can't focus on Star Trek, so their only option is to kick the can down the road till they figure out what to do with it. And the way they're going to do that is to re-up the contract. None of that makes sense. Absolutely none of that makes sense to me. There's issues with this. Number one is the fact that they're looking to keep Paramount Plus viable. Star Trek under Alex Kurtzman and of course Secret Hideout doesn't do that. Nobody's watching it. It's not bringing in new subs. It's never brought in new subs. In fact, Star Trek under Alex Kurtzman and Secret Hideout is the very thing that killed CBS All Access. That is why that became Paramount Plus and had to merge with Paramount, because Star Trek was the tentpole they put out there to say, look at this. This is what we have. Come sign up. And nobody did. Your second issue is the contract is already going to end next year. So you already have a year's play with Kurtzman. So why would there be this rush to kind of try and figure out what to do and go, we don't know what to do. Our only option is to re-up his deal for an extended year, but we'll have the money and all this stuff just till we figure out what to do with Star Trek. Or why would you not just let it run out? It's easy. Now, what he's been told is that should they let the contract run out or even cancel it now, with all the products that are already in development and still have to come out, such as Starfleet Academy, should they end the contract now, they would still have to pay Secret Hideout and Kurtzman for that product to come out. That they still have to release that product and they would still have to pay Kurtzman. That doesn't really make sense to me. If you cancel his contract now, you could just pull that crap, regardless of it being made. Take it as a tax write-off. That's all they could do. Makes no sense that they would still have to pay him and still have to show it. No, they wouldn't. Realistically, they wouldn't. Contracts be damned. They'll just take the write-off. The other issue is, and this is really the part where I went, I think this guy is being fed bogey information with this particular situation. Because he's being told that Kurtzman is actively developing a new Kirk show. We're not talking about Star Trek Year 1 that Akiva Goldsman wants to do, which is essentially a remake of the original series, but a Star Trek show featuring Kirk, aka Bill Shatner, and that they also want a project with Kate Mulgrew coming back as Catherine Janeway, but that may also be a part of this thing with Bill Shatner. Here's the issue. Everyone pretty much knows this. Tachyon Pulse doesn't seem to know this, and the person supposedly feeding him this information clearly doesn't know this. There's no way in hell Alex Kurtzman is developing a show that will feature Bill Shatner as James T. Kirk. Why? Because it's incredibly well known that Alex Kurtzman doesn't like William Shatner. In fact, he hates William Shatner, thinks he can't act, thinks he's a horrible choice for Kirk, and that's why they refused constantly to bring Bill Shatner's Kirk into the J.J. Abrams movies. It wasn't the case of, well, we couldn't figure out how to do. It was, they flat out hated Bill Shatner. So there's not a hope in hell that Alex Kurtzman is developing a show to work specifically with Bill Shatner. That ain't happening. Plus, how come we've never heard of this? This is the type of information that would have been out there long ago, but it's not. So that's where you start getting issues. And the main issue as well is money. Flat out, it's money. Now, from what this guy is getting told, Alex Kurtzman has had a meeting with David Ellison and Skydance to figure out what is happening with Star Trek. And one of the things he demanded was he wants full control of future movies in Star Trek. And apparently Skydance flat out went no to that. So if they're already having meetings with this guy to pretty much, you would assume a meeting with a guy that they want to get rid of wouldn't be, well, we're looking to give you an extended year. What's that, you want to do the movies? No, you're definitely not getting the movie. No, they would have sat down with him and said, right, you have this and this already in production. That's already been signed off through Paramount before we took control. They are the last things you are getting. As soon as they are finished, we'll release them, but that's it. We're not renewing your contract. We're getting rid of you. It's a waste of time giving you more money because nobody's watching this crap. It's not viable. Why would we continue? That's how that meeting would have been. It wouldn't have been, well, we can't figure out what exactly to do with Star Trek right now. We're too busy looking at other crap. So how would you feel about having a year extension to your contract and we'll let you make whatever the hell you want? Why would they do that? That makes no sense to me at all. Everything about what Tachyon Pulse is saying this time round isn't making sense. Now, again, this could be a source telling him this, so he could put that information out to see what the reaction is. Like, this person could legit be a part of Skydance, and it could be the case of, hey, put that information out. Like, Skydance could be telling them, give this information to your guy. Let him put that out, and let's see what the reaction is from people. Let's see if people are like, okay, we can live with a year extension for Kurtzman. Because again, Alex Kurtzman's contract does not run out until sometime next year. I'm not sure when in 2026, but it's in 2026 that it runs out. You've a whole year then, basically, to figure out what to do. Let him finish off his crap. You don't have to figure out, like, well, we need to get rid of him, but how do we bring Star Trek back? No, they've already been talking about they're going to let it sit for up to 5 years. So there's no rush to kind of get rid of him to immediately put Star Trek back into production. So the feeler could be, see what the reaction is to whether people are excited or whether they go, get rid of him now. Screw giving him an extra contract. Because that means Skydance could be looking at it from the point of view of they weren't going to re-up it anyway. I very highly doubt they were looking to re-up it. But it could be to see the reaction, to see whether or not to cancel it outright or just let the contract run out. Either way, this is weird. Do I think Skydance is looking to re-up his contract? No. Why? Because of the money that Kurtzman is taking, putting into this crap. They're taught now he's demanding, he wants more control, and especially over the movie end of things with Star Trek. No. Star Trek has not been profitable on Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus has never been profitable. And it won't be with Alex Kurtzman putting more and more Star shit out, because that's what it is. We've seen this trailer for Starfleet Command. We've seen, well, not Starfleet Command, Starfleet Academy. We've seen the reaction to it. Look at the ratio of dislikes on YouTube to that. That tells you right there, nobody wants more of this shit. So there's no way Skydance realistically would be looking at it going, well, we may as well just give them another year because we don't know what to do with it. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So I don't know what to believe anymore with this crap. But if he is given even a year extension, it proves that Skydance are just going to make all the same mistakes that Paramount and CBS have been doing, and they don't actually care about Star Trek. But that's the reality. Should Alex Kurtzman get a re-up in the contract with Secret Hideout to keep going with Star Trek, it proves that Skydance never had a clue what they were doing and truly don't care about the product. We'll have to wait and see what comes of this. But again, this idea of, oh, they're kicking the can down the road because they don't know what to do with it, makes no sense when they've a year to come up with a plan with this. A year. Why would you extend it to 2027? Don't know. So let me know in the comments what you think of all of this, because it is a mess, and I think we're all pretty much in agreement that Kurtzman was always a bad choice for Star Trek. So do let me know. And with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.